Hey guys, welcome to the eighth episode of the podcast. In the last episode, I had used a new technique to record my voice, and clearly the results are better. Until the time I invest in a proper mic, I will be relying on the same technique. Today, I will be talking about a bunch of things. First, there's the book review of The Secret of Secrets by Dan Brown, which I finished the last day of the previous year. Then, since I'm from the background of medicine, I feel it is my duty to educate or remind you all on aspects of health, along with the other things that I talk about in the podcast. Okay, so without any further ado, let us begin with today's episode: anxiety, focus, and burnout. Now, before we dive right in, I was recently just researching about vitamin D synthesis and sources because there's a lot of people with vitamin D deficiency. 80 to 90% of Indians are deficient in vitamin D, as quoted by an article in Times of India dated November 17, 2025. You can Google it if you want. This led me to the research of optimum time and exposure for the sun, and I was actually surprised with what I found. The myth of early sunlight being the best source for vitamin D synthesis has been debunked. It turns out that the best time for vitamin D synthesis is actually the midday period, more specifically from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. अब ये बात तो सबको पता ही है कि विटामिन डी इम्पॉर्टेंट है. It helps make your bones and teeth strong by helping in the absorption of calcium. But it's not just the bones which reap the benefit of vitamin D. Vitamin D एक hormone है and not just a simple micronutrient. It helps in the overall metabolism of the body, and everything, ranging from your immune system to your general mood, depends upon it. The reason why you've been feeling so cranky since a long period of time isn't because one of your co workers is a bitch. It's because you have less vitamin D, madam. Now, coming back to the adequate exposure that is required for vitamin D synthesis. The time from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. contains a good concentration of UVB rays, which are essential for the synthesis of vitamin D. Mind you that there needs to be a direct exposure. शीशे के पीछे बैठ के गोल्डन आवर के मज़े लेने से कोई फ़ायदा नहीं होगा, ना ही सनस्क्रीन पोत पोत के लगा के बाहर निकल जाने से. You actually need the maximum exposure of skin, and about 10 to 15 minutes of exposure twice a week is sufficient for the body to work normally. अभी इंडिया में रहते हुए तो हम ये लोग कर नहीं सकते कि शर्ट निकाल के बाहर घूम लिया, स्पेशली विमेन. तो हफ्ते में एक बार एटलीस्ट स्लीवलेस पहन के थोड़ा सा धूप सेक लेना वुड बी ऑप्टिमम. ये भी नहीं हो पा रहा है तो अंडे और टैबलेट्स खाइए, और क्या ही कर सकते हैं. अभी we know that vitamin D is one of the factors that affects our general mood. What also affects it is our digital presence. In today's world, we are so attached to our phones that a single sound of a phone notification sends a wave of electrical signals down our spine, and we reflexively reach for our phone. Gone are the days when people forgot their phones when they were absent minded. कि कहीं पे ऐसे भूल के छोड़ के आ गए. The only way you're going to lose your phone this way is if you have an extra lying around. Otherwise, you would lose it only अगर कोई आपसे छीन लेता है या आपसे कहीं गिर जाता है और नदी में बह गया या रास्ते में गाड़ी चढ़ गया. This constant urge to check notifications is giving rise to a new epidemic of subtle ADHD. People are losing the ability to focus for longer durations. They get irritated and bored very easily. They need a constant source of passive information feeding going on, even if it is a brain rot. What's worse, even if we are able to determine that the substance we are consuming is brain rot, we still let it be. We want to see something dynamic in front of us all the time. We cannot withstand pauses in videos, in conversations, in life. I remember when I was suggesting a book to a good friend of mine. उसने मुझसे पूछा कि भाई क्या इसका सीरीज अवेलेबल है. नो वन हैज़ द पेशेंस टू सिट एंड रीड अ बुक. कोचिंग वाले और स्टूडेंट से पूछ लो, वीडियो देख लेंगे. पढ़ाई क्यों करनी है. गाने भी आजकल 1 या 2 मिनट के आ रहे हैं. पहले 7-8 मिनट हुआ करते थे. न्यूज़पेपर्स इन शॉर्ट्स आ गया है. इंस्टाग्राम में तो मिल ही जाता है न्यूज़. अभी मेहनत क्यों करनी है. क्रिकेट T20 फॉर्मेट डोमिनेट हो रहा है. And recently there was this trend going on Instagram, 1 second reel. I think a time will come when things will be summarized in just 10 seconds. Anything more than that, then your information is going to be compressed by someone else. And it will be posted somewhere else. Another creeping thing that comes up with ADHD is anxiety. This just reminded me of a realization that I had a few days ago. I remember the times when soldiers in the battlefield used to write letters to their families and vice versa, as was shown in the recent movie Ipkiss and also in Border, when the iconic Sandeshe Aate Hain song is being played. Can you imagine a time period where people used to wait for weeks or months to get a single piece of communication? A piece of paper, that's it. Your entire conversation being compressed into that single piece of paper, and God forbid it gets lost in transit, and then the wait just gets even longer. I wonder what would the term ghosting entail in those days. Like, what period of time would qualify for someone to ghost you? कि 4 महीने हो गए इसने चिट्ठी नहीं भेजा है, शायद घोस्ट कर रहा है या फिर कैसे. And look at today, people cry over the internet that they got left on scene for what? 1-2 hours that someone else did not message them for what? How much? I mean, good morning, wish nahi kiya, I guess. Now, this technological leap has not caused a biological leap in our brains. We are not able to deal with so much information at such a breakneck pace. दिमाग का फ्यूज उड़ जाता है भाई. Now, at any single point of time, we are in contact with multiple people. Out of all those people, a few ones will be our closed favorites. I won't go into too much details. It will be a topic on another episode. But the lack of attention from these people would lead to anxiety. Now, this anxiety can stem from various things, and talking about each will entail a discussion on its own. But today, I'll be restricting myself in the domain of relationships. And like usual, by relationships, I do not mean a romantic relationship exclusively. Any form of relationship counts. Siblings, good friends, parents, like that. So, in this digital age, we also tend to get anxious when we do not get the adequate amount of attention from the ones who feel special to us. A crush, a good friend, your boyfriend or girlfriend. We expect replies in seconds. We expect them to share everything that is happening around them. We want them to confide even the tiniest details of the day to us. Well, at least some of us want this to happen. I know some of you might get too icky and you get a lot of attention from others, and it's fine. We're all different human beings. So, you see, not getting sufficient attention or getting cut off from communication from a significant person will lead you to overthink, and it will lead to anxious thoughts. What could be done really? वो लोग अपना लाइफ जी रहे हैं, and you have no power over the other person because they have a life of their own and they are living it on their terms. You, my friend, on the other hand, are suffering only because of that other person. And you have no outlet to even share that. It's alright. Take it easy. You have been so devoted to the other person that you have stopped giving yourself any importance. You want to fulfill their goals. You want to see them successful. You know each and every little detail about their life. What about yours? So now is the time, my friend, that you embark on a journey of self discovery. Take things slow, travel around, try new hobbies, and you will feel good. You know, when something like this happens, you will feel broken and hollow from the inside. This feeling is very much similar to a physical sensation that some part of is missing from your body. जैसे शरीर से कोई कुछ हिस्सा ही लेके चला गया हो. And you feel this emptiness for a long time in random moments. And as you embark on this journey of self healing, those missing spaces will be filled. You will not feel the same like before because you cannot go back to that innocent state. The paths which are filled will be filled with something else, new memories, new experiences, and who knows, they might even be more beautiful. When you look back on yourself, you will find that you have become a new person with a lot of new ideas, hobbies, passions, and the different outlook on life. And you know, you will be much more kinder to yourself and to others as well. One more thing that is going to happen to you is that there will be moments of happiness while you're going through this journey, and you would want someone to share all these moments with. Now, there might be or there might not be that special someone. In case there is no one, just journal these moments, write them down, click pictures or shoot videos, and make good memories. This way, you can show these moments to people who would actually care about you. और जो मैं फोकस लॉस के बारे में बात कर रहा था, जब भी लगे कि दिमाग का फ्यूज उड़ रहा है और बिल्कुल हो ही नहीं पा रहा है, टेक अ ब्रेक, अ डिजिटल ब्रेक. Shut down social media. That's rule number one. Keep contact with only those closed ones in WhatsApp. And don't even watch the stories on WhatsApp. Just stick to texts. Cultivate a habit of texting people regularly and updating them. The ones who have been missing out, who are you have not kept on touch with for a long period of time, like many years, like your old school friends. They will learn from you and do that as well. I have started writing letters to my close friends. I hope to revive this lost form of communication before the Indian Postal Service completely shuts down. Before I conclude the episode, I am going to share the review of the book, The Secret of Secrets by Dan Brown, which I had almost forgotten. Now, this book has a pattern like any other Dan Brown book: multiple point of views, limited backstories, limited character development arcs, but a very gripping plot. Since I have read so many of his books, though, I felt the plot kind of repetitive, and I was able to anticipate the flow of the story almost accurately. And the only thing that kept me going was the new theory of the consciousness model that is being discussed in the book. But my jaw dropped with the stunning twist that Dan Brown had kept secret till the end. I mean, it was Gone Girl or Silent Patient level of twist. The story won't drag on too long after that, but it was amazing. The antagonist also wouldn't exactly seem like a bad guy. I mean, not completely bad person, but a morally grey character. And मुझे पता नहीं कैसे the author saves himself after involving such controversial organizations just for the plot, and it's not his first book. अभी तक कैसे जिंदा है पता नहीं. कैसे ये assassinate नहीं हुआ है अभी तक, या फिर लीगल प्रॉब्लम्स नहीं हुआ है इसको. आई डू वंडर. वैसे क्या डैन डाविंसी कोड के टाइम पे शायद से इसको लीगल प्रॉब्लम्स हुए थे, बट पता नहीं. आई वुड डेफिनेटली रिकमेंड एवरीवन टू रीड इट फॉर द कॉन्सेप्ट दैट इट होल्ड्स, and it might also be a good beginner friendly book to read. So that's it, guys, for the eighth episode, and I'll be back with new content. And also, I would request you to join the Discord server that I have posted in the link above, because you might give me new ideas. You can be up to date with my posting schedule or any other update that I'm sharing. So, thank you so much for your patient listening, and until we meet again.